Thank you.
We're all amazing. How's that?
Yes, now.
That is some endorphin raising music, Whimsy. It feels so good. Yeah.
That is the music of the Oasis. They perform in Oasis when you go to visit places like Morocco, Morocco or Algeria. That is
Mhm.
music that you will hear if you are fortunate enough to visit the people of the Oasis. They are very, very committed to making sure you have a lovely time when you visit. The food is incredible, and they are known for their hospitality. And this
Uh-huh.
is one of the bands that came out of, was born in, and grew up out of Oasis. And of course, Oasis means a place of peace, a place which where the waters flow. And this band was discovered in Oasis. They are Berbers from Algeria, and boy, have they hit the top charts! And boy, did they earn it! Are they not incredible?
They're
Discovered from an
wonderful.
Oasis zone in Algeria.
I could just put that on a loop and play it throughout the day. It just feels so good. And is that a hint that somebody wants to go to Morocco?
Very much so. Now, do you know what they were saying to you?
What were they saying to me? I was
You
just
could you
listening to
could
music.
you could feel what they were saying, couldn't you?
It just, well, made the comment, it felt like endorphin raising music. It just made you feel
They were
good and happy and
saying,
peaceful.
I feel so good at this moment to be
Yeah.
with you, my brethren, and to sing this song with you. We are feeling good together at
Oh,
this moment, you, me, my brethren. And this is a song to
mm,
express how much joy I have in being in your company.
that's beautiful.
Fellowship.
Yeah, it's a song
Yeah.
of fellowship. And the Hebrew translation is Hine matovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad.
Mm.
Try saying that
Oh, I wouldn't even
3
try.
times. So we say Hine matovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad, and we sing Hine matovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manahim shevet achim gam yad. Hine mato shevet achim gam yad. Hine mato shevet achim gam yad. How good it is when brethren dwell together. And that's what they were singing.
That's lovely. Really lovely.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And it is good, isn't it? It is good. But you can feel it when they sing it, even if you don't understand every single word.
Mhm.
You understood the
You
feeling.
feel it. You feel it.
You feel the goodness. You feel that they are celebrating you, that they are celebrating this moment when we can come together in Oasis as brethren. It doesn't matter what our race, our gender, our culture, our orientation. It is a good moment that we can share this moment together. And that's what they were singing about.
Very humble, very sweet.
And so beautiful, too.
Lovely, lovely.
Well, now I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera over to all of our guests. Chuck, would you be so kind to give greetings to everybody?
Of course I will here. Well, let me see here. Obviously, we have our wonderful floor director, Joel Tilson here. And I see several
All
comments
hail
already.
to the floor director.
We
Thank you.
have Ann Coleman, our wonderful friend. We have, these darn glasses driving me crazy. My contact lenses I'm not getting until I'm April 12th now.
Oh my goodness.
I know, it's what I said. I spoke to the optometrist. Ann Dillon, we have Chris Flores, we have Vivian Brian, I hope I said that correctly. Wendy Burt, who made your fabulous chapeau there. Dat Goddess, Tarot by Sharona.
Tarot by Sharona.
Yeah. Renee Ament. Let's see, Gigi Pardo Lord, always happy to see you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Let's see, Rebecca, pardon my eyes here, Rebecca L, did I say your name right? I apologize if I mangled names here. And 5808, Rock and Pony Lady, I can certainly say that. Colleen,
we love that name.
Kimberly by Fitpold. Mary Beth Mazzara, I think I said that right. Christy Demarest, Debbie Horseman, Let's see. I think we actually covered the names today so
Oh,
far.
lovely. Well, we'll keep saying
Welcome,
hi.
everyone. We love having you here. We're
Yes.
very grateful to you.
So, Chuck, now you were talking to me about something that was going on with CBS. Can you talk a
Oh,
little bit
yeah.
about this?
Well, this is kind of a work in progress. I do a show on Mondays, Chuck's Captivating Chat. And it was Geocosmic Valentine who told me in a comment that she was doing astrology on William S. Paley. And William S. Paley was the founder, and he was the man who ran CBS for decades and did
Oh,
so. He made
dear.
CBS
He was
basically like the Tiffany network. It was really something. And
Ah.
she was seeing in his astrology, because he's so intrinsically tied with CBS, the demise of CBS, the network. And I said on my show, I've been sensing that myself. I started pulling cards, oracle cards, and I pulled tarot as well. You'll be proud of me for that. And
Mhm.
the cards were pretty bad, but ultimately I got the Tower card. And then I started hearing William Paley speaking to me. Now, I need to spend some time with him. I'm going to do a channeled session. I'm going to do this on next week's show. But he was basically saying that his hand had still been pushing and guiding CBS, even in death. He said, I don't want anything to do with it anymore. It's dying on the vine. I'm ashamed of it now. So that's where I am so far with it. But I'm going to have more on my show next week on this. I'm excited.
Now, what is the problem? What was CBS doing? Were they bowing to the money? Like I know
Well,
the Qatar dinar out of Qatar, Al Jazeera.
yeah.
They still have slaves. They're still taking away people's passports. They still have Sharia law where women are being treated as second-class citizens. Should we be allowing ourselves to be influenced by media that's coming out of countries that have such horrific human rights records? What do you think?
I want to say no. And, just what you're saying here sheds even further light on this, because it just feels like karmically CBS is going down, and it might be faster than we think. Next year is going to be the 100th anniversary of the network. And it's rather interesting that it would be facing going down right now. It's like CBS News is considered very sullied and disgraced right now, where it used to be like the platinum standard for news. Walter Cronkite, Edward R. Murrow, people like that. Now, it's like
ABC News too.
Yeah.
Dan Abrams, who was the legal advice to ABC News, that was a huge mistake because he was also promoting his own show, which was his crime show. And he was the one that ABC had hired to cover the Johnny Depp trial.
Yeah.
And he had taken money from Johnny Depp's team.
Wow.
To spin it towards Depp. And so his court TV was hired to convince people that she was insane and global humiliation. Johnny Depp said, I want global humiliation and I'm willing to pay hard money for it. So he hired Dan Abrams through his attorney, Adam Waldman, to make her look as insane as possible and taint the jury and taint people on YouTube. He also paid to advertise and force you to watch the trial, which was being produced by Dan Abrams and paid for by Johnny Depp. And nobody exposed. I was the only person that exposed that because I followed the money. And I was desperately trying to get some major network to out Dan Abrams for taking bribes from Johnny Depp. And
he ruined his reputation by doing that.
Well, Dan Abrams was giving new advice. Well, here's what I think about this whole thing, and this is what I think about Amber Heard. And he's going to bias it towards Johnny Depp because he's being paid to sabotage. He's being paid really big sums of money, including the advertising cost to watch his show. All that money was coming from Adam Waldman. And of course, Adam Waldman, the lawyer that was hired by Johnny Depp, is the same lawyer that Deripaska and Putin had hired in order to run Hillary Clinton into the ground.
Oh my God.
It was the same exact guy. So I found out by remote viewing because I followed the energy, and I found myself in a room with a sleazy, horrible worm-like creature. And I said, oh my God, this is the same worm that was attacking Hillary Clinton. There was a sleazy guy in this room. And I'm like, I unmasked the same energy. I'm like, who the hell are you? You're the same person. And then I dug and found Adam Waldman. And Adam Waldman is Deripaska's attorney.
Yeah.
So it became a situation where what the hell is reality and who's controlling reality? And so that was the story about Adam Waldman and Deripaska, and the fact that basically he was a Russian mob lawyer. So there was a huge expose about it in Mother Jones, where they did a deep dive. Who is Adam Waldman? Adam Waldman, of course, being the same guy that ruined Hillary Clinton's career. You can read the full article, The Mystery Man, The Mystery of the American Lawyer Who Worked for Putin's Friendly Oligarch Julian Assange. You can see the expose here. There were several exposés. Yeah. That was the same guy who had been hired by Depp in order to run a campaign. They had gone so far as to even edit and use Russian propaganda to edit phone calls and conversations to destroy Amber Heard's career. And to this day, most people don't know that. Most people don't know that that Johnny Depp had hired the Russian mob basically to destroy Amber Heard. And there's it's irrefutable data. It's irrefutable data. And how he found him was through MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, because Mohammed bin Salman was also using the same exact lawyer. So it became this horrible, excuse me, this horrible connection between all these awful, terrible people. And so Rolling Stones also did an article on it. And the Rolling Stones were even less kind. And they did a couple of articles, one of which was called The Trouble with Johnny Depp. And that was an expose on the fact that he was secretly meeting on yachts with Mohammed bin Salman and was introduced to Adam Waldman on a yacht. And that was how he got involved with this whole thing. And of course, prior, the truth had come out about Johnny Depp, that he had multi-million-dollar lawsuits. He was in a haze of booze and hash, had a long history of domestic violence. Multiple people he had assaulted, including members, people who had been working for him, throwing things, beating people up, getting drunk, also domestic violence charges. So this was not new to anybody who knew the horrible history of Johnny Depp, but it made me question just how valid the ABC News was.
Yes.
That they were using this guy. You're using Dan Abrams, who's communicating with Adam Waldman, who's been meeting on a yacht with Mohammed bin Salman. What a freaking disaster.
Oh my God. One day this is going to make a great book. Whimsy, you could write this book. With all the data you have.
I worked so hard.
I
lost 1,000 subscribers because I've always stood for the truth. Well, and if I have to lose subscribers fighting for the truth, I will fight for the truth.
Please,
and I will go down with the ship. If somebody is lying about something and I find out about it, I will use this platform to expose them. And I took a lot of hits for Amber Heard, and I'm proud of what I did. I'm proud of the research I did, and I was proud to expose Adam Waldman, and I was proud to take down Dan Abrams of ABC News and Court TV. You are a corrupt, horrible man. You hate women. And what you did to Amber Heard, you're going to burn in hell forever, Dan Abrams. And I want to go on record saying that.
Yeah. Well, you're holding to your integrity.
And Emily, the lawyer Emily,
will
she
rise.
works the lawyer Emily, who's a Republican. She was running for Republican Congress. She's in with Dan Abrams, who's also a Republican. And she was, let's go ahead and review the case. So what was she doing? She was watching Court TV, pumping up Court TV, Dan Abrams. Well, this proves she's insane. This proves she's a liar. So they're funneling propaganda to Emily, who also works for Dan Abrams.
Yeah. It's like what we said, you used to live here in Hollywood where I live, and we saw people, these A-list people who felt they could just make their own rules, play by their own rules. And now we're starting to see that fall apart.
Thank God.
It's falling apart now for quite a number.
Can you give a specific about what got CBS in trouble? Like, what was the main catalyst for that?
Well, it's been a series of events,
Okay, can you elaborate?
Well, rapidly declining ratings, for one thing.
But does that have anything to do with reality? Like, I have bad ratings right now because I'm glad that the horrific pedophile country of Iran is getting toppled.
Yeah, but I was just mentioning that as one example for declining ratings. They have been, they're part of the merger with Paramount Plus and was it Skydance Media, and now they're taking on Warner Brothers also. And it looks like CBS is starting to dissolve into that. It's been declining and fading for a long, long time. Most of these networks are, they're doing very few scripted shows anymore. A lot of game shows, a lot of cheap programming, cheap reality shows. Everybody's going over to streaming now, or YouTube, or whatever. They're just not watching television anymore.
I stand with what is right. I stand with what is right and just. I stand with women and children. I stand with Amber Heard proudly. Yeah. I stand with Amber Heard. I stand with her proudly.
Good.
Down with Johnny Depp. He's a creep. He's always been a creep, and he's a good actor. He was sexy as hell in Don Juan or whatever that movie was, but that's just pretend.
Yeah,
that's the other thing I learned. I'm so glad I had my Hollywood experience. I'm so glad I fell in love with a Hollywood actor and had my heart broken.
I told you I met Johnny Depp before he was famous back in the 80s, and he was just a kid. He was just a kid. He still had a Florida driver's license. The reason I know that is because I waited on him when I was where I was working at the time. Saw his Florida driver's license. He was just about to start filming this show for Fox. What was it, 21 Jump Street or something?
Right.
But he was just an unknown kid, and he was just sweet and normal and everything. And now I've watched him over the years. What he's turned into. It's just
very sad. Well, drugs, and when nobody's there to say no to you. But he's always had a problem with misogynism and alcoholism. I mean, he will sit there on his throne at the Viper Room, putting cigarettes out on people's heads. That was another thing he was known for in the Viper Room. This is before Amber Heard. We knew he was putting, what the hell? People would be like, what the hell? And he'd be like stoned, putting a cigarette. You're stupid. You look stupid. So I put a cigarette out on your head. And he would sit there on his throne drinking Jack Daniels. And his co-partner went missing. Nobody knows where the hell his co-partner went to. They assumed dead. They never found his body. What's that about? Yeah. And also, people saw River Phoenix, him pumping River Phoenix with 101 different drugs. And then when he started to go into cardiac arrest, when River Phoenix went into cardiac arrest, he picked him up and threw him out and left him to die in a gutter.
I know. I used to live down the hill.
That's the real Johnny Depp.
I used to live down the hill from the Viper Room, like 3 blocks away, and I lived in West
Hollywood.
We all
could hear, me too. I could hear it every night.
And I saw that area where he died. I saw the sidewalk. Yes, he literally was thrown out on the curb. That's exactly what happened. It was so sad to walk by there and see.
Sorry to kill your idols.
Well, you know what? His career has been in steady decline for at least the last decade. I don't know if you could even call him part of the A-list anymore. So karma is coming.
And his penthouse is on Sweetser, 5 blocks down from my offices, which were on Sweetser.
Yeah.
You've visited my office.
Oh, of course, many times.
On Sweetser, yeah.
Many times.
All right, which is not too far from King, where you and I worked for a couple of years together. Yeah. All right. So I wanted to, excuse me. Have you seen our new book of the month,
I
Chuck?
ordered my copy from Amazon, and hopefully it's going to be here tomorrow.
Yeah, so we have a book of the month. It is Door in the Sky, Door in the Sky by Carolina Montague. If you are Carolina Montague, please reach out to me. We would love to arrange for your interview, which will be it'll be the second week of May, because of course Chuck and I are taking the show on the road. We have no idea. We're going to pick it out of the hat. We know we're going
Is
to
that
London.
what we're doing?
We know we're going to London. We may go to Manchester.
Uh-huh.
We have no idea, or we might. Chuck, Joel, you should come with us.
Yeah, Joel. But it keeps changing. Let's see. It was the
my grandson, and I have two grandsons, and one of them is graduating from high school this year. So I'm going to be busy taking care of that. And
you being responsible.
Always.
I know you are. Well, listen, we are definitely going to London, but then we think after spending a week there, we're going to fly somewhere. And I mean, at this point, just throw a dart, because everything sounds good to Chuck and I. We're thinking we want to see Tangier and Marrakesh. Don't you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express?
It's going to be where in the world are Chuck?
We want to go to Portugal and try some beautiful tapas in Spain. We want to go to the south of France.
Diego.
We have no idea where the hell we're going. We're flying. So we're right at the airport, and it only costs literally $200. The same price, $200 round trip to go anywhere in Europe and North Africa. So Chuck and I are like, where do we go next?
I know. I said, Whimsy, I feel like you rolled the dessert cart in front of me. Oh, there's the chocolate mousse.
It's all the same price. If we want to go to Morocco and stay in the Casbah, we can.
Yeah. But I mean, it's so funny. We say, okay, we're definitely going to the south of France. And then it's, okay, we're going to Spain. Now, 5 minutes before the show, hey, you want to go to Morocco? What do you think about Morocco? And hey, I'm open to writing.
Where would you go, Joel? I know you're a Berber. What do you say?
I would say go to Jerusalem, but with all the turmoil that's going on right now.
There's no flights. We can't get there.
No.
That's
But Jerusalem is home. That's my country, and I would love to bring Chuck. I will bring you to Israel. I will.
Whimsy,
I will bring you.
I want to go to Israel with you very much when the time is.
Jerusalem is where my 27th great grandfather is buried.
King Farouk. I know you are a descendant of King Farouk. You are Berber. Very nice. We were just listening to the music of your people, and. Did it bring something out in you when you got to hear Oasis music?
It sounded familiar. I don't know why.
Yes, Joel. Yeah, and that's an ancient song.
It is.
So they're basically saying, we are so joyful, we are all together, we are all joyful,
I'm just curious
together. That was what they were singing. It was like, wow, I'm feeling good. We are. It's like I have no idea what you're saying, but I'm happy.
I just wonder what kind of reception I would get.
Oh well, they love to have somebody come home, the prodigal son to come home. That would be great.
That'd be nice.
Well, let's go ahead. I think we've got plenty of people here. We have close to 200 people here. Plus, I think we've got on all platforms. My cough is horrible. I've got the worst allergy. I took 2 cetirizine yesterday. I fell asleep at 5 p.m. and I woke up at 9:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Is that Allegra or is that Zyrtec?
Zyrtec.
Yeah.
Zyrtec does bother me. But
whatever I took, it knocked me out, and I woke up the following day.
Wow.
And I still have the post-nasal drip, but that's okay.
Whimsy, I bet your adrenals are very depleted also. And maybe another reason you were so tired.
Today, I treated myself to turkey dinner.
There you go.
I went to Huber's, which is the oldest restaurant in Portland. I got myself some delicious homemade turkey. They became famous during the prohibition, where you were not allowed to drink alcohol, but they would pour a beer for you if you ordered a turkey sandwich on the house.
Nice.
So you would give a tip wink, wink, I'll take a turkey sandwich. And so these people would come in and then they would drink a beer. And it's like, can I top that up for you? And you'd sit there and drink all day because you had ordered the turkey sandwich. So that's what old Portland, which has been preserved. You have the Shanghai tunnels where people would be drinking, they'd get drunk, they'd get bopped on the head, they'd fall, they'd get drugged down into a tunnel, and the next thing you know, they'd be waking up on a slow boat to China.
Oh my God.
That is what this part of the world is known for. And you can still do tours. I'd love to do a tour with you if you ever come visit me in Portland.
Sure, I got to come visit you.
Yeah.
We'll do that, Whimsy.
All
Maybe
right.
we could even do a remote from there, or do a
Take them to that
a lot of ghosts.
Take them to that monster donut place too.
Oh yeah. All right.
The monster donut place.
Tell them about it. They had those weird looking donuts of all shapes and sizes.
Oh yeah.
And they have one where they have kind of like a bacon.
Yeah, bacon, and that's very popular. It's got strips of bacon on a maple.
God, it's almost. The guy said it on that food show. It was like meat candy.
It's extremely good.
It's so good.
And you can also get a sandwich where you get eggs and bacon and cheese between two iced donuts.
Oh my God. That sounds like something Paula Deen would come up with.
It is Paula Deen.
It is Paula Deen.
2 pounds of butter.
Yeah.
It's 2 donuts.
Yes.
And egg, cheese, and bacon in the middle.
Oh, Dr. Whimsy, is that accordance with the 80% plant-based diet?
Not exactly.
No, not quite. That's the Widowmaker. It sounds like.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, listen, we're going to go ahead and bring in the Empath's prayer. If you'd like to receive a healing at this time, please give us your name or the name of somebody that you want us to pray for, and we will include you in our prayers as we collectively come together as a community and we bring in the Empath's prayer. Are we ready?
We're ready.
Ready.
Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together collectively as a community, we say, Amen.
Amen.
And for those of you who are requesting a healing at this time, we come together at this time and we pray. We pray that you and those you love receive a perfect healing in mind, body, and in spirit. And together again, collectively as a community, we say, Amen, Amen, Amen. May all souls be healed. May all souls be healed. Sent you a little extra energy there, Joel.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go into the blitzes. We're going to go ahead and blitz away if we get the order. Are we getting the order? While we're getting the order, I just want to mention Door in the Sky by Carolyn Montague. It's about witches in the 14th century France, if you love that sort of thing, which I do. Oh my God. Henry tortured soldiers of the Inquisition is sent to destroy Mariana, yet he can't bring himself to carry out his orders. You know, he wants that girl so bad. When a holy relic Rome seeks to seize at all cost, comes down from the ashes of the Cathar stronghold. So this guy's he's come to take out the witch and he falls in love with her. Damn, is it hot? This is so sexy to me. Are you my captor or my lover? Or maybe you're my lover who's my captor, or maybe you're I can't decide. Just take me, kiss me already. Just kiss me.
That sounds like a cauldron pot boiler, Whimsy. I'm looking forward to this. It'll be a good book.
He was bewitched.
I'll take it on the plane.
Right. He was bewitched.
Yeah.
All right. How will politics change after Trump? How will politics change after Trump? I feel like we're just going to forget about him. I feel like he's going to be forgotten in history.
Oh.
We're seeing an 8 of Pentacles, so Masters coming in. I feel like he came in like a wrecking ball, Trump, and I feel like he destroyed everything. And so 8 of Pentacles, I'm using the reverse tarot today, which I absolutely love, given to me by my dear friend Francis. This is a card that denotes mastery. So it's like, oh my gosh, what did he destroy? Let's just see what we can repair. So the Masters are going to come in, and then there are major changes. We have the Death card as the House of Opposition.
Oh.
I feel like they are really going to take a look.
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah.
Hold on just a sec. Hopes and fears, mastery, and then the final outcome for them is the 4 of Cups. A refusal on the part of the GOP to change and do the will of the people will be the demise of the GOP. And I predict they're going to be slaughtered in the midterms with these cards. Yes, please go ahead, Joel.
I was just going to say that every time our country has gotten into serious trouble during when at the beginning of the 1900s, with Teddy Roosevelt coming in and cleaning everything up. And then another Roosevelt comes in 1933 and cleans up the mess again.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Clinton comes in and cleans up the welfare mess we had. A lot of people don't remember this, but in 93, we had a welfare problem. There was so many people on welfare. I mean, for decades. And nobody would take them off the rolls until Clinton came in and modernized it. Then all of a sudden, everything started calming down after that. The economy actually went up. And then in 2008.
Well, sure, because you had more people employed. And but he opened up federal jobs too, didn't he?
He did.
He gave people work.
He gave people work.
Yeah,
Plus,
and dignity. We talked about that before.
Work with Dignity Act. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That, and also in 2009, when Barack Obama came in, when the what he called the ACA, America's the Obamacare, that came in and gave people a channel to go ahead and get their health care without being gouged to death. But now it's been the funding's been cut off for that. So you got all kinds of people that are off the healthcare rolls right now. So that's got to be changed again.
Right.
Yeah.
Chuck, you were going to say something.
Anyway, the question was, how will politics change after Trump? I had a whole hodgepodge of things here. But what interested me was when you said death, I had that also, and immediately thought the same thing as you. Death to the old ways, the Republicans, what they have been getting away with, there's going to be a death to that. I get that, I'm getting a lot of good here also, but I'm getting there are going to be new restrictions in place, hopefully to prevent a lot of this from happening again. There's going to be a need for just rest and peace after this period of just being assaulted and beat over the head, the way many of us are feeling. It's getting back to priorities. In order to survive, there's got to be a lot of discipline. But out of that discipline, I'm getting that we're going to have some really gifted politicians, great people coming in, like Joel, like you were saying, like maybe another Roosevelt type of person coming in. And I'm getting that through these wonderful people, there's going to be epiphanies. There's going to be a lot of invention. Because we're going to have to take unconventional routes to start rebuilding. We're going to, in many ways, we're starting from scratch because so much has just been blowtorched and literally torn down, literally like a wrecking ball taken to it. But I like this epiphany, invention, and I even got the gifts card. Like there is going to be a lot of good coming out of this, but also there will be restrictions in place. So it's going to be very complex.
Okay, I have a question for both of you. Don't you think we can't fix this until we get rid of Citizens United?
Citizens United's got to go first.
Yeah.
How are we going to do that?
Congress has got to change that.
Can they override? Can Congress override the Supreme Court?
Yes.
Can they?
Yes.
As part of the checks and balances?
How do we do it? How do we stop this nightmare?
Laws. You have to pass laws.
Yeah.
Plus, eventually, when a Democrat comes in, there are going to be a lot of new ethical standards that are going to come up with the Supreme Court. Plus, you're going to have judges retiring or getting kicked out. That's all going to happen.
Yeah. I feel that with Clarence Thomas.
Yeah. Well, Clarence Thomas wants to get in his, what do you call it, recreational van and travel America, I guess, which I think he will.
By way of private yachts.
Yeah.
In international waters where he's wheeling and dealing with people and God knows doing what. Outside the prying eyes of the FBI. Isn't that what the accusations were? That he was on a private yacht off in international waters making deals?
I think so.
Always.
God, what a pig. I'm sorry.
Who else?
Will AI shorten the work week and improve humanity?
That's
a really good question.
That's quite a question, Joel.
Yeah,
because the AI is such a double-edged sword right now. I think it has a lot of us worried. You know, it was even talked about on some news show recently. There's, with all of this chaos and cacophony in our government right now, issues like this are not being properly addressed. You know, there's so much is being ignored and going by the wayside right now. AI is becoming a force to be reckoned with, and it's happened very fast.
If they replace workers with AI, or excuse me, if AI replaces workers, what's going to happen to the workers?
That's what I've wondered. I think that's what many of us are wondering. Or is it going to enhance the workforce? You know, like I have a friend who's in law school right now, and he said that he goes to USC. He said they're actually being encouraged to use AI to help solve cases and to work with the law now. You know, it's part of the scholastic program right now.
Well, AI can definitely help. I have the Knight of Cups. We are here to help. But unfortunately, we also have a Ten of Swords, which could be an indication that AI ultimately betrays the people. And we also have a fear of the entire system crashing tower as AI replaces. And I feel this sense of anger and frustration because we want to talk to a human being. I tried to find out when my return was coming back from Expedia. I canceled flights. And I need to get the money back, right? And I couldn't get a simple answer because they kept, let's have your AI person help you. And of course, my AI person had no idea what I was talking about and couldn't answer a basic question about how long from the time you cancel something does it take before the money is returned to your account. It's not a complicated question. And AI couldn't do it. So there's a judgment coming in. What the people want is a human voice.
Yes.
And I feel this sense of anger that people are going to want to create laws to ensure that a certain number of human beings are being hired by these companies. We need to speak to a damn human being and not just be computers. It's driving us crazy. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
Do you have something, Chuck, on that?
Well, yeah, I do. And as you were speaking, it helped me to understand the cards that I had come out here, because my first card was balance. And now I see what the balance card is saying. People are going to get fed up with this. They're going to want human voices. They're going to want human interactions. It's going to get out of balance. It's got to be balanced because I'm seeing like tug of war competition around this. There is the shadow, all of the fears people have, a lot of decisions are being made. But ultimately, I got what confirms what you said about people wanting real people again. I got physical body, community, and then I got life force. Now, this tells me what that wants. The community, the people ultimately are going to want a life force. Now, one card I did get was death, and maybe that is death to the oversaturation of AI. Possibly. What do you think, Whimsy? Because I don't know what to make of that one. That was my last card.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think there's going to be laws on the books to protect employees.
There have to be.
We had some interesting messages from Joel in the private chat about this. Tiger Woods is going into rehab today. Did you know that?
I just saw that. And I mean, how many times
I just wish him all the best. I mean,
happened to him?
I was him when he drove his car, and it was really interesting to remote view Tiger Woods when I was.
I'd love to hear what you found.
Well, what happened was that I woke up before my Ambien. I found out that I had Ambien in my system, and I woke up while I was still under the influences of Ambien. And I'm late for a very important date. And I got into my car, and because I was dreaming, I thought that I was like in a cartoon, and I could take my car, and just like a cartoon, I could fly over the ravine onto the other thing, and I could just drive to my appointment. Like, because the ravine went this way, and I was trying to just take a shorter route by going this, and so that I could fly over because I was asleep on Ambien. So I said, well, I'm just going to. I thought I could just fly, right? I was not in my right mind. I was under the influence of Ambien, and you know that Daffy Duck did it, right? You know, flying. You know, when he like falling just from space. You know,
you were Looney Tunes.
Right. So I was Looney Tunes as him. And so I took it like this. I'm going to fly. And it made complete sense to me that I can do this because I was asleep. So that is why the car goes over.
Yeah.
And when they found me, broken legs, I was still asleep. When they found me at the end of and so that's what happened to Tiger Woods.
Really? That's interesting. I've heard so many sleepwalking stories. I read one story of a woman under the influence of Ambien was sleepwalking, and she cut all of her hair off. And then woke up the next morning and discovered that. But
eating a whole jar of mayonnaise, waking up.
Oh God, yuck! But I was looking up a little on Tiger Woods earlier because I thought we might talk about this. He has such a history of so many car crashes. There was one in 2021. He had a long recovery from that. He was arrested for after a rollover crash in 2026.
Holy crap! The 2026 one.
No. Pardon me, not 2026. It
2020 or something. It was
something like that.
Yeah, that was the remote view I did.
I had different. I can't.
I thought I could fly.
I can't find all the notes here, but he has a history of several of these accidents. Do you think he has? I
think he needs to get off. Ambien is a very dangerous drug because you wake up asleep. This is what happened to Elon Musk's brother. Is fantastic. I adore his brother. His brother is a hippie. He's a Democrat, he's a liberal, and he's really into organic living. He's got an organic farm to table restaurant in Napa Valley. He's all about making sure the poorest of the poor have food. It's like you got the good brother and the bad brother. So the bad brother is Elon and the good brother is Kimball. Everybody loves Kimball.
Yeah.
And Kimball's like, I love my brother, but we don't agree on anything. He's like, why does he have a Southern accent? He's like, I love my brother, but we don't agree on nothing. We are like totally on the opposite side on every. He visits. He says, I visit my brother, my wife, and I. We come with an RV. They come with one of those Airstreams. We cook for him. We feed him nutrient-dense organic vegetables. And then as we're driving away in our Airstream, we look at each other and say, what the hell does he do when we're not here? Does he... Like there was nothing in the refrigerator, and he was just like floating off into Never Netherland. He's like, I love my brother. He got crazy ideas, and he's not very compassionate, whereas I am unbelievably compassionate. I care if somebody's not eating, right? So they're just very, very different people. But Kimball asked his wife to marry him while he was on Ambien.
Really?
He took some Ambien, love you, babe, went to sleep. And she kept talking to him, and while he's sleeping, he's like, I really want to marry you. Will you marry me? Oh, yes, of course I'll marry you, Kimball. I love you. You know what? I really want you to wear a beautiful, what kind of dress I want you to wear? And he starts describing the beautiful dress she's going to wear. And it's going to be so beautiful. And then we're going to get married in Napa, and it's going to be so lovely. And so the next day she's all happy, and he's like having his breakfast. And she says, really? You want the wedding in Napa? And she's like, what are you talking about, babe? And she's like, you proposed where? I did? No, I didn't. We went to sleep at 9 p.m. No, we stayed up until like 2 a.m. planning our wedding.
The wonders of Ambien.
But If you've ever seen them together, they're a beautiful couple, and they have two.
They
young
love each other
children. They love
very
each other very
much.
much.
But as she's really into food acquisition, like how can we get, food acquisition places like Africa, places where you don't have good transportation. But
Yeah.
she was like, so he turned to her during the interview when they were talking about it. He said, "No, honey, I really did want to marry you. And I really did want you to wear that dress. And I really did want to marry you in Napa." And then they kiss. "Oh, I love you too." He's like, "I just wanted to be awake when I proposed."
I've met Jimmy
Love
Kimmel.
Kimball. Love him. I think he's a wonderful man.
He used to come in the store. I don't know if you ever got to meet him.
Yes.
Very nice guy. I liked him a lot.
Yeah. And he looks like a cowboy, doesn't he?
Kind of, sort of. Yeah. Okay, let me see here. And this is, of course, from Joel. Will Trump, after Epstein exposure, resign using his declining health issues to flee the country with a deal to not
that is a good one.
him? That is a good one.
I think I'm going to throw that question first to Joel, actually.
Yeah.
Joel, can you elaborate on that? What are you feeling there? I know you're an intuitive. What are you feeling?
I just think that he's going to go to somebody in all the leaders in Congress and make some kind of deal where he's just going to go fly away to some Middle Eastern country that will take him.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Well, that. Well, who would take him? Qatar? Do you think Qatar would take
Saudis.
him? Who?
The Saudis.
Oh, the Saudis.
MBS will take him.
Yeah, probably.
Qatar is another one.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
He stays here. He's going to wind up in the funny farm like his dad.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to die in one of those mental hospitals for the seniors with Alzheimer's.
I think didn't his niece Mary Trump say that that's probably his greatest fear?
It is.
Well, that's what I've said when I go into the remote. They're going to take me. They're going to put hands on me, just like they did with my dad. It must have been horrifying. At one point, they must have put hands on his father and had to restrain him. His father was in some kind of facility when he got to be more than they could handle. Because when you have a guy like that and he becomes physical or tries to hit people, doesn't know who he is or where he is, at that point, it's time to put grandpa in a home. And that is the fear I had when I was Donald Trump, when I was remote viewing. They're going to put hands on me. And whatever I saw as Donald Trump of my father, whatever I saw, it scared the hell out of me. And that it could happen to me is my greatest fear, that they're going to put hands on me. That 8 of Wands, also the swords, the 8 of Swords. I'm going to be tied up. I'm going to be drug off. I'm going to be placed in a facility. It's a huge thing with this guy.
Well, and we have been saying for a long time that he's
9 of Swords.
9 of Swords.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is really afraid of it. He's afraid of being institutionalized.
Oh, sure.
His father was the most powerful man he knew. You have to look at it from Trump's perspective. Mm-hmm. His father, Fred, was the most powerful man he knew. And he was, as a child, restrained in a facility being force-fed. And that was how he spent the last of his days. And you can't tell me that didn't have a profound impact on Trump, watching the man who was the most powerful man he had ever known turn into nothing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then also, as a very young boy, watching his mother with being hospitalized with endometriosis, very ill, both his mother and father. He saw this. So it was very traumatizing. Mary Trump has talked about this. She's gone into the psychology of him. Sorry to interrupt you, Whimsy.
Yeah, so that was what I was going to just say. Fear and stress and anxiety. Also, that he is contemplating a move. You're right about that. Joel, I got chariot, which is to pack up and leave, also to take a job or opportunity overseas, and worried about, he wants to stop an existing investigation. He wants to just stop it. If he can't stop it, he will run away, which goes back to what Joel said. Chuck, please go ahead. What were you going to say?
I have a whole hodgepodge of cards here. First of all, leadership card is referring to Trump. And guess what? Deceit. There's lots of deceit around him. There's lots of discontent around Trump. The truth keeps coming up. Gosh darn it. Trump is suffering right now. The great shadow over him, physical body, very ill. when I get death card, we always emphasize this not mean necessary physical death, but certainly death of his presidency, death of ways, a lot of risk here. But ultimately, I got solitude and restriction. It could be the restriction is even referring to his fears about being put away, being locked up, being put in solitude. But definitely, I took solitude to also mean being just leaving the country, leaving, disappearing from the scene. And a lot of this is going to be mandated by the people, the community. And this is a little aside card. I got that there's going to be celebration from the community when he's gone. That just came up as a little extra card there.
You know, it's interesting.
Like ding dong, the witch is dead, you know?
Right. It's interesting that you say that because can you go ahead and read what Joel's next question is? And it ties into what you just said.
Okay. 36 GOP Congress members has already resigned or is not running this fall. I saw that today in the news. Will the Democrats capitalize on this? Oh, God, yes. I think so. I think they probably are starting to capitalize upon it. I think the Republicans know. They know it's coming to an end. It's crashing down.
Are our elections, I guess the next question that's a follow-up to that a lot of people have is, are American elections safe?
Yes.
Yeah.
You feel they are?
God. I was going to say, I hope to God, yes. And
yes.
Joel, can you elaborate on that, please?
Well, both parties are going to be present. They have party officials that show up at every election place in America. A lot of people don't know this.
Thank God.
They do. They actually have what they call watch people.
What about slowing down the line to make sure black people can't vote? They can't be strolling to the polls and we'll be strolling. And they're strolling and you can't get in.
That is a state issue. And the problem with what you call the red states is they used to have numerous places where you could put in your vote and all that. That's why most people are doing the absentee ballot instead.
Yeah. And Trump is trying very hard to kill that.
People don't do that.
Yeah. Trump is trying very hard to kill mail-in.
Well, it used to be something you would do with your churches. On Sunday, you would go to church and then we're strolling to the polls. We're all going to take buses and we're going to go to the polls. Well, that turned into a disaster when you had Florida starting to throw 50-something thousand black people out of the voter rolls when Georgie Porgy went up to vote.
Right.
You know, when he ran.
What's funny is Trump is trying to get rid of the absentee ballot. And here he is. He's using the absentee ballot when he voted in the Florida elections.
Isn't he trying to take that to the Supreme Court right now to get a ruling on mail-in ballots?
Yes.
I thought so.
He's also trying to do the citizenship question too.
Yes.
Which is going to be
which is just such an atrocity. You know, we've already talked about this about women having to dig up their birth certificate. You know,
I have no problem denying somebody citizenship if they want to take down the U.S. government and if they want to create Sharia law and dismantle. If they came here to dismantle the Constitution, your values are not Western values. You're not going to be happy here. But if that's not the case, then I don't think that they have a valid argument for blocking citizenship. But I can understand them saying if somebody's coming here, and now there was an expose that just came out about some of the mosques that are taking over huge towns in Texas, where now they have an area where they can look down on U.S. military bases, and they've got some secret area where you could fire on U.S. bases. They're not declaring when someone dies, so they don't, they're missing bodies, and they're enacting Sharia law in these neighborhoods.
Yeah,
that's not conducive with the United States. You've come to the wrong country. Maybe you'd be happier somewhere else. And that's true also for any sect or cult, ultra-Orthodox Jewish people in Muncie, New York, that you can't get a divorce unless you go before a rabbinate, right? You're going to have a separate Jewish Orthodox wedding, and that woman is trapped. We call them agunas. trapped women because the guy doesn't want to give her a divorce, and it's really up to him whether she's free or not. And the rabbinate are all male, and they're going to back him. That has no place in the United States.
No,
it just doesn't. It doesn't.
doesn't.
So I'm an equal opportunity offender. We have a constitution here. We have a secular government, and if that doesn't work for you, then this is just not the right place for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's all I'm thinking about that. But
simple as that.
Yeah. Will the Dems come up at a new deal? This is a good question, Joel. We need a new deal?
Yes, we do.
I'm sorry. I'm doing your job, Chuck.
It's okay, Whimsy.
You don't have your contacts. You don't have your
contacts. No, I can read this. This is nice big print here. I didn't mean for you to do my job, Whimsy. Here.
Okay.
Will the Democrats come up with a new deal for a new Bill of Rights in the 21st century?
Oh my God, please, Lord.
I kind of got that.
I want this.
Yeah. Well, when I was doing the cards about, changing politics, I was kind of even sensing that. It's like, we're going to have to start from scratch here. And, we do need a new deal. We do need a new Bill of Rights.
We need another John Adams.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate, Joel? What do you mean when you say New Deal? Because
what I mean by a new deal is it's a new deal for, we're talking about workers' rights, we're talking about women's rights, we're talking about equal rights for every person.
Yes.
And plus, not giving the sage to the ultra rich. In other words, everybody's on the equal ground, period, no matter what your status is in society, where one person is just as important, whether they're rich or poor.
Yes.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
So we're talking about a fresh new Congress, January 6th.
We need a new fresh idea of thinking in America.
Is it January 5th? When is it? When does the new Congress get sworn in? Does anybody have the date on that?
After the 1st of January, after the new year. I think about the day or two after, depending on what if it's a weekend or not.
I think it's the first
Monday. I think
week
first Monday.
Yeah, so January 1st would be Friday, and so they're sworn in on
4th.
Oh, Monday.
Yeah, they will be sworn in on the 4th.
Yeah. Ooh, it feels good.
I'm feeling good about this.
It feels very good.
2027 is going to be remarkable.
I think so too. I think so too.
We're going to have a brand new Congress. In 2027. That the people are going to be excited about.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
This is fun. I'm having fun.
Well, I like when we can have positive things to talk about.
And we're getting back to local politics and American government and less about the international stuff because we're just burned out on that stuff. People want to get back to America, back to what's going on here in the U.S. So
I'm still pulling here, but my first card was very good. Very good. Okay.
A new world is coming, guys.
Ooh, I'm feeling like it's very good. Lots of new jobs coming up with the new Congress.
My first card was good.
A heavy load lay ahead, but new opportunities with the Knight of Cups moving in. And look at this. Excellent, excellent for job opportunities with the new Democrats coming in. They're going to start rehiring with a nice Page of Pentacles. Archangel Gabriel, he brings the work to the land. And the final outcome is the Queen of Pentacles, work, money, jobs. Thank God for that.
The chip factories are going to go online. All these chip factories that they're building throughout the United States under Biden's law are all going to come into fruition.
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands of jobs are going to do that. Plus, you got all these data centers that are going in. I mean, I got just where I'm living at right now in Cheyenne, we have 12 that are being built right now.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
One right next to me, just a few hundred yards away from my house.
Wow.
Huge.
My first hit was what we were talking about, another Roosevelt type coming in, all of these wonderful work programs and things for our infrastructure and rebuilding the country and giving people dignity again and work. That's what it feels like to me. And I hope you're finished, Whimsy. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, I was finished.
Remember, I said my first card I loved gifts. That's very positive. Leadership, in this case, not you know who, but just leadership, like good, solid leadership coming in.
Somebody with morals.
And I got, yes, that's what I'm getting. And like I had before about epiphany, imagination, I'm getting there's going to be a lot of ingenuity, a lot of really gifted people coming forth with great new ideas, because that's what we're going to have to survive and rebuild. But I see it coming. But I felt so good, and I got that first card, gifts. And I think you said it very well, Whimsy, and you did too, Joel.
Thank you.
That's what I see.
It's all positive.
Yes, very positive. Very positive. And
Trump might be gone by then.
Oh, I think so. And also celebration. Yes.
I like
it's
this.
Good.
I'm
like
really,
this. Yeah.
I'm really intrigued by this comment that paperback writer, and I think this is a great conversation for us to open the floor with. This idea of expanding, the fastest way for us to stop the insanity would be to expand the Supreme Court. But if we do it, will they do the same thing? And then will we have a situation where they keep adding judges?
It sets a precedent. But I'm thinking back to Roosevelt. Remember Joel packing the courts? Roosevelt in 1938. He actually tried to add more Supreme Court justices, and he was struck down. It was considered so controversial. But then that was 1938. Right now, I think so many people are dismayed with this super conservative majority right now. And it's so out of balance that people may support this now.
Let's go ahead and take a look. I'd like to know the answer to this. Let's take a look at this.
It might go from 9 to 13.
Please, God.
Yeah.
And if that happens, it's all going to be Democrats.
Thank God.
Yes.
And then we can throw out Citizens United, because this Supreme Court does not represent the people, and we can bring back a woman's control over her own uterus. Wouldn't that be revolutionary?
I would like to see a woman Supreme Court justice.
Mm-hmm. I've often thought, Whimsy, you and I have both talked about Kamala Harris, how great she would be on the Supreme Court.
She would be a great...
That or Attorney General, but I'd love to see her on the Supreme Court.
I don't think she's finished in D.C. I think that she took a break from politics. Politics is broken. She said she doesn't want to be a part of it, but you know what? We need her in D.C. We need...
Yeah, we do.
I don't know if I think that she would do better as an AG, because she would start arresting all these horrible.
Whoa!
And that would feel so good to me if she would. I think there's a real possibility we could be seeing 3 more seats.
She would be like a cobra.
Right.
Well,
AG. But listen, we got an Ace of Swords moving into 7th position. That means within 1 year, we are seeing at least 1 new seat on the Supreme Court within 1 year. So Trump is pushing, while he has the power to do so, trying to get somebody to resign, like Thomas or Roberts, Roberts is still young, but trying to get people to resign so that he can get somebody in there to replace them. Or Sotomayor, it's time for you to go. Yeah. But within 1 year, we've got a change. Other thing that was interesting is the Queen of Wands, Oshun, stands in the House of Opposition. That tells me that they're going to have some real hard time with women fighting because of issues in the Supreme Court, and keep fighting women, hopes and fears that we cannot keep up with the rest of the world. That means brain drain. What's starting to happen is that intellectuals are leaving the United States. If we can get paid better in Norway, now Norway has a campaign. Come experience a 30 to 35 hour work week. Come enjoy the benefits of democratic socialism. Be how horrible it is to live in Norway. So they've started skimming off the top. So all these people are leaving and moving to Norway. You have the world opening up, because let's face facts. American secondary education is fantastic. Our primary education sucks, but our secondary education is excellent. And so a lot of people are more than happy to hire Americans. You can go to another country and be treated better. So I'm seeing a huge migration. And here again, Chariot packing up and leaving. So we're going to get at least one Democrat on the Supreme Court. But whether or not we can expand the seats, I don't know. And I'm very concerned about us losing intellectuals and academics and brain drain if we don't learn to treat our workers right.
Yes, that's a good point you make, Whimsy. Are you still reading? Are you
That's
done?
it. That's
I
it.
don't want to interrupt you. The main thing I got here, I was expecting to get like a justice card or something that just did not come up as much as I shuffled the deck. But what I did get was balance, which has the scales of justice. But I take that also a balancing out of the court because it is way out of balance right now. Something has to be done. When I asked about, are we going to add anyone else to the court? I couldn't get anything definite as far as expanding the court, but I did get, like you said, at least one Democrat being added. It was a change because I got physical body, meaning just that, a person, a physical body, and I got new life. So some new life, some new blood into the court. I got, there will be a lot of competition, a lot of tug of war, a lot of but ultimately compromise. But I did get the victory card finally, which feels really good. Like the court is going to start expanding in the right direction, even if it doesn't mean adding another person, like going to 10, 11, 12, or Joel, you said 13, at least new blood coming into the court.
Well, we have 13 districts right now. 13 districts.
Yeah.
U.S. district justices.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It used to be 9, but in time, because of population,
right,
it's increased to 13. So it makes sense to go to 13. So your next Democratic president might have 4 judges added.
Yeah, if they can get away with it.
If Congress can agree to it.
Well, that's what I'm getting, I think, with the competition card here. It's going to be controversial. And ultimately, there's going to be a compromise made of some kind. That's what I'm getting, at least, in the reading here.
Unless they get some judges to step down.
Yeah. Like Whimsy was saying, you see another Democrat coming on there. And I was even getting
at least one.
Another body. Yeah, that's what I was feeling, at least one. But I got that physical body and new life.
Trump has got to look. Trump is going to, the Republicans had better start making concessions or they are going to be slaughtered.
Oh my God. I think it's too late for them to make, I think it's too late for them to make concessions now. It's too late.
People don't trust them. People don't understand. People have no idea why we're in Iran. Nobody has told them we're building a new trade route. I mean, like the only reason I accidentally found out was because I was working on a dissertation to create Oasis zones. And as I continued to build the structure, I realized that it was going to be joined to a road that was a part of the UAE and the Abraham Accords. And I found out accidentally. And then I found out that UAE and Gaza and Jordan and Egypt was going to bring in $350 billion. So if you expand it, if you are dealing with those kinds of numbers and you bring in Europe, you build an Oasis zone in Ukraine, you bring in Saudi Arabia, India, etc., you're talking about trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars.
Everybody wins.
Yeah. So it became very obvious to me just because of my own dissertation that it was like, I see what we're talking about here. They're going to have to take out Iran because there's no way to build this multi-trillion-dollar trade route as long as Iran was there. And so that was how come I found out what was going on. But if you aren't working on a dissertation that happens to be based on this, you would have no way of knowing because the press isn't covering it. And I don't know why the press isn't covering it. It's because they don't want people to know it. Why not just tell people?
Trump is threatening them.
But why not just tell people we're building a new trade route so we can have a peace?
They're scared.
Well, this is why United Arab Emirates and Saudi is saying, no, you got to stay and finish the job. You cannot make a deal with this regime, because if you do, we're not going to be able to build Oasis. We're not going to be able to expand the Abraham Accords. We're going to have to wait another 20 years for this trade route. Finish the damn job. And the pressure is coming from you.
Like I said,
because
MBS been calling him up left and right.
Because
every day.
Right, because he built an Oasis which was collapsing in Saudi Arabia. If he doesn't get economic support from the AA, his Oasis in Saudi won't make it. But if he can merge his Saudi Oasis with the Abraham Accords, he's going to be able to save his Oasis. But for now, it's just a pipe dream in the middle of the desert. And that's why MBS is desperate, because he's going down with the ship. That big Oasis concept, but it's got no connection. So he's like, you've got to finish this. Otherwise, I'm going down, because I put billions of dollars into this Oasis. Mm-hmm. That's where MBS is coming from. Just tell people the truth. I mean, I think, would people support that? I don't know. I don't have a good, I don't know how people would feel if they knew the truth. I don't know. All right. Paperback writer 123.
Okay. You want me to
yes, please. I'm sorry, honey.
I want to do my job. AI does not have wisdom or creativity, but it can do amazing things. We have to clean up the environmental destruction of it. AI is great at automated topics or choice-based answers. Yeah, it's a wonderful tool, but it is definitely a double-edged sword, and we're still defining it. You know, the thing that has amazed me is how fast it has moved on the scene. I mean, like, even in just 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. From Heidi Christensen, I think of the movie
Heidi.
Desk Sat. Oh, yeah, the one with Hepburn and Tracy.
I love that one.
Yeah, I think of the movie Desk Sat and how they were afraid of computers. Yes, that movie was by 1957 or 58. How they were afraid of computers taking over their jobs. Instead, it just helped them get the answers faster.
And it created new jobs. And that's
it did.
The fear of computers and the fear that people were going to have Dell computers in their home. And what happened is that millions and millions of jobs were created. Everything from computer to repair to selling to, developing software, developing websites, you name it.
Yeah. Wasn't that the movie where Katharine Hepburn took a hairpin out and fixed the computer with it or something that was glitching? It was something silly,
Yeah.
Okay. How can a drug like that, Ambien, be legal and in the mainstream? Actually, that's a good question for you, Dr. Whimsy.
Well, this is the problem. It has, as many of you know, Ambien has a half-life of about 4 to 8 hours, depending upon if you have another substance in your system, which is why some things can potentiate Ambien, making it stronger, but it will clear faster. And some things will slow down how quickly it is metabolized.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have something like alcohol, it's going to slow down how quickly the Ambien is metabolized, because your liver, right? So your liver is metabolizing the alcohol, and then it's going to be taking a slower time dissolving the Ambien. So he had a couple of beers, he popped a 1 or 2 Ambien. He should have had a half-life of 4 to 6 hours and naturally woken up at 8 in the morning. But what happens to him and what happens to Trump is that they can't sleep. They take it at 2 in the morning, and then he has a press conference at 9, 10 in the morning, and he can't say the word orange.
Yeah.
Orange, because he's still on Ambien.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that SNL is starting to make fun of it. They're finally talking about, well, I took the Adderall and then I took the Ambien, and I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I was the first doctor to write that article, so I felt very righteous that finally somebody was talking about it. A lot of comments here about Ambien.
Yeah. Yes. And Ambien, I dreamt I was cooking and woke the next day with plates and bowls filled with ketchup, mustard, mayo, and honey.
Oh, Kimberly!
We're not laughing at you. We're just
that
laughing
sounds like
at
a movie.
Circumstances. I mean, God. Hey, we gotta just get a collection of Ambien stories here, But a big thumbs up and shout out to Qatar for the worst return on a $400 million bribe in the history of mankind. Yes, that plane. Didn't they say it's going to cost like $1 billion? I heard it was going to cost to make that plane ready to be Air Force One about $1 billion because they got to take they've got to comb the whole thing for any potential bugs, microphones, cameras, you name it, bombs, explosives, weapons.
Might as well build a new one.
Exactly. It's not suited to be Air Force One, but.
Well, they'll probably use it after he resigns.
Well, yes. But also, even if you don't bug it, if it's tracked and you know where the president is at all times, that in and of itself is a security risk. You can shoot him down at any time. You know precisely where the plane is.
That's right.
What a stupid.
Yes, so bad. Question: what will MBS do with Trump once he has him?
Thank you, Chris.
Trophy
007.
That's a trophy for him.
Trophy.
Do elaborate. What do you mean by that?
He's going to be kind of like a greeter or whatever. I think he's going to be kind of like one of his trophies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got a president with me.
So we have another question that Joel sent to the private chat about term limits. Any hope we're going to get term limits? What do you guys think?
Oh, I think that would be a great idea.
Let's take a look.
I mean, we've seen
Maxine
already.
Waters is 89 years old.
Yeah,
but we like her.
We like her too. But remember the great
Diane. Fresh blood in there.
Remember the great.
I know we need a younger Maxine Waters. Yeah. We love you, Maxine, but
what about her daughter?
She's an LA girl. We love our LA women.
But we've seen this decline, like the great Dianne Feinstein, wonderful, wonderful senator. But that last year, she was clearly just out of it.
Oh, she was way out.
Mitch McConnell, we're watching it right now. I mean, there should be term limits. There should be.
Let's see.
Anyway, what are we
doing? Cards? Do we want to do cards on term limits? Let's do one card on term limits. Just one card. I hope we get term limits.
Yeah, I do too. Kind of mystified by my one card here. So
Mitch McConnell, there's another one. And Grassley. Boy, wheeling that corpse in for another year.
That's a way of putting it.
Who was that? Byrd. I remember, I can't think of his first name. His last name is Byrd. B-Y-R-D.
Yeah.
Oh, from West Virginia?
Yes.
Senator Byrd? Yes.
What was he, 100-something years old?
Something like that.
I mean,
and I'm also thinking it's Strom Thurmond, didn't he?
Strom Thurmond was another
Wasn't he
one.
like 90 years old when he finally
he was over 100.
Over 100?
For the love of God, this is beyond. And the
guy was like a corpse.
Supreme Court, we need to have age limit on Supreme Court.
Yes.
And
10-year limit for SCOTUS is what I think is going to happen.
I think that would be so much healthier for the country.
It will be.
It would be. And it ensures new blood and changing.
Two of Cups. Just that it won't happen, but if we push it, we can make it happen. Two of Cups, we've got to make it happen. We've got to manifest
lifetime being on the bench is too long. It's too long.
It's
the lifetime jobs for judges of all kinds should be.
Yeah.
There's got to be a limit.
I think so.
You got to have fresh ideas. Always have to have fresh people.
Yes.
Fresh. You can't have dinosaurs in there.
Well, we got some relics ready for the La Brea tar pits right now.
They're ready for a boneyard.
We've got Jurassic Park right now. You know what? When you said pull one card, I thought, well, what do I make of this one card? Because I got survival. And the only hit I was getting from this is these people who won't resign. It's like they're clinging for their survival. Like
Don't
Mitch
let
McConnell,
go.
they don't want to let go. It's like the person who doesn't want to die. They don't want to let go. So they're clinging for their survival right now. But it's, if I'd pulled more cards, I would have known more. But that's what the hit I'm getting. That's why it's so hard to get rid of these people. They're too stubborn. They're just clinging. They're not even thinking of the higher good. They're thinking of themselves.
They're afraid.
Yeah, they're thinking more of themselves than the higher good of the people.
They're being selfish.
Yeah. Trump saw what happens when you lose power. Going through my mother's decline and loss of power, I learned that you are only as good as your money when you get old, sick, and crazy. Wow, that's quite a statement, paperback writer.
So true.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is true. I think most of us have our own stories where we have witnessed that. My own aging parents, when they passed away. My father, when he was in the nursing home at the end. I don't feel comfortable with the midterms when Trump is rampaging about, quote unquote, fairness. He won't leave alive. I think that's probably his belief. He's probably thinking that. I think this is also his thinking too. Trump is clinging to it for dear life as well. I mean, the way he's redecorating the White House, like he's going to be there next 30 or 40 years.
Well, the judges stopped him and said he had to stop that.
I know.
Plus, he came out with the gold coin.
I know.
With his face on it.
And his signature on our money.
I know. And there's a movement right now for people to make rubber stamps to put things above his signature. Like, if you'll pardon my language here, one of them is the word fuck above Trump, fuck Trump. And then you remember that outline of that 13-year-old girl on Jeffrey Epstein's birthday card with that signature underneath? That's another stamp.
With the little breast, with the prepubescent breast. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I saw one stamp where people put that above his signature on the money. All kinds of things like impeach Trump. Oh, we're going to have fun with our money if that happens.
So are you guys scared about the elections? I guess, are we in a constitutional crisis?
Well, we've been in a constitutional crisis since January of last year. Since
we've been in a constitutional crisis ever since he showed up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Since day one of his administration. I mean, we certainly have reason to be very, very concerned. But Whimsy, I keep getting the hit.
Thank God.
We're going to be okay. Yeah,
we'll be fine. Our
we've got enough checks and balances. Well, our
agree.
midterms are safe. I feel that.
Constitution's going to save us.
Okay.
Hi, Raymond.
Hi, Raymond D. Pasquale. I get your name because I had a friend in college by that name. Will ICE be defunded and disbanded in the future?
Yes,
please, God, yes. And I believe the Democrats, they take power come January. That'll be one of the first things on the agenda.
It will be revamped.
Yeah, definitely revamped.
It will be revamped, and you'll have new laws. We had a deal. When Bush W was at George W. Bush was in.
They seem like moderates today, don't they? Let's do one card on it.
One card?
Yeah, because we have a lot of questions that I want.
Well, I did get one card, and the balance card came up again. And I think that ties in with what you said, Joel, about revamping. Balance.
It's going to be more humane.
Yeah, balanced out. So that was my one.
Laws will be changed where it will protect the illegals as well as the legal immigrants. It will be a much more fair system.
I get violence and fighting. I had to do a clarification on that with the opposition and the Three of Wands. I understand they don't want crazy people coming into the country.
I don't blame them either, but the thing is,
but that doesn't mean you get to zip tie children. Come on, man.
Absolutely not.
Zip tying infants?
Common sense.
Yeah.
Common sense. We don't want terrorists. I think we can all agree no terrorists and pedophiles, right? I mean, come on. We're intelligent people. We can work this out without tying up children.
Well, there needs to be the end to this absurd cruelty. I mean, like, the local
There's no
news
need
here,
for it.
a woman crying
Thank you.
because her diabetic father was arrested by ICE. They wouldn't even let him take his insulin with him.
Did they find what happened with that case? Do we know?
We don't know. We don't know. A
That's
lot of
just-
these people, we don't know what happened to them.
You know what? You should be in prison for. You should be
The
in prison
judge-
for doing
Crimes
that.
against humanity.
This
Yeah,
next
that's what it
question
is.
that's coming up, the judge already ruled on that today.
This one here.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you? This question. Joel, go ahead and answer this question. Joel,
The
go
judge
ahead, please.
just blocked Trump's East Wing proposal to
I saw
rebuild
that.
it.
Yes.
He blocked it today.
So what happens now, Joel?
It's just going to go into limbo until somebody else comes in.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to interrupt you, Joel, while you're talking.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
But Whimsy, remember in our readings, we felt that there was going to be bunkers underneath this ballroom. There was more to it than what we were seeing.
It could be a data collection
Trump,
center.
yeah, Trump more or less let the cat out of the bag, like today or yesterday. He admitted there were going to be bunkers underneath it.
It's going to be for the family and probably Congress.
Well, yeah.
So the rest of us will die in a nuclear holocaust that they create, but they're all going to be okay.
Well,
They'll be
there were
fine.
theories that also his billionaire cronies, there'll be
Please.
rooms for them as well. But Joel, isn't it Greenbrier, West Virginia, where they built a massive
They
bunker?
have one there too.
Yeah, and that was going to be because it's in close proximity to Washington, D.C. So we're
Not close enough.
not, well, maybe not, but that was the thinking at the time, and that would be where the
Well-
House, the Senate, Supreme Court, and everyone would go.
That was during the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, the
Now
Eisenhower
with
era.
the new technologies and stuff and weapons,
Yeah.
it could
I
be.
don't-
It come in, you're talking about a matter of minutes, and I
Yeah.
don't think they have enough time to go to West Virginia.
But you know, they managed to keep that secret until the early 90s.
Right.
It was amazing. But yeah, it probably is very dated right now. Judge today ruled Trump has to, oh yeah, here basically repeating this. Judge today ruled Trump has to stop building on the ballroom. And yeah, I thought the same thing. I've been getting that hit that the ruins of the East Wing are just going to sit there and it's
Yep.
going to be up to the next president or whomever. Oh God. Trump
Hi,
just,
Nancy.
Hi, Nancy. Trump just announced he is speaking to the country tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow night. What a treat to look forward to. Do you think he will be? Do you think he will be honest?
No.
And tell exactly, and tell America why their troops are on foreign lands. Oh my God, right there. I'm sorry to laugh at that, but Trump.
He'll be like Pinocchio tomorrow night.
Oh, if only. Wouldn't that be great if his nose did grow every time he lied? That he'd have a nose like 5 miles long. I mean, my God. It's like, how can you tell when he's lying when he opens his mouth and speaks, you know? No, I don't think he'll be honest and tell America why their troops are on
Pinocchio.
foreign lands. Yeah, Pinocchio.
Well, he says that they're ready to pull out of Iran any day now,
Yeah.
and we're not going to do regime change. Well, you can imagine how Iranians feel about that. What the hell? You just pissed off these psychopaths, and now we're going to be stuck with this mess. You better finish the damn job and get these
MBS
crazy
MBS
people out
could
of
be
there.
really pissed
Yeah.
at him.
What do you think? Do you think we're going to keep going or leave it up to Israel to finish the job, which is impossible? We can't bring ground troops over there.
No.
Unless they just take Card Island.
Yeah. They're
How
already
are we going to build Oasis if we don't have Hormuz? How are we going to build that new trade route without the Strait of Hormuz
You take
and bring
Card
India
Island.
in?
yeah.
I think once they take Card Island, that'd be the start of it. And then clearing all those mines out of there.
I think that they said that was actually not that hard to do because they have underwater detectors and they can just detonate them. I don't know if that's true, but I assume it is.
Well, that's still a threat.
It's still a lot of work.
Yeah.
It is.
I just
It's
think-
might
amazing.
take-
Don't you
it
think
might.
our technology today is amazing that we can do that kind
Oh,
of
it
thing?
is. It
Yeah.
is. But it takes time.
yeah.
So do they blow them up or do they just dismantle them? How does that work?
They detect where it's at and then they blow them up.
Gosh, that is crazy. We did something similar in World War II after the end of the war. We had to go in and do the same thing, right? We still had all over the Pacific Islands. Was that
They
correct?
call them mine sweepers.
Yeah. I think, aren't they still finding mines decades later?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Well, they washed up on some of the islands, I
They
guess.
found one in one of our harbors 20, 30 years ago. I remember that.
Did you hear about what happened in Ireland in the island with those kids? They saw one floating in, and the kids said, "Let's go down." And it was a bunch of kids that were playing
Oh, dear God.
soccer.
Oh, no.
Let's all go down and take a look. Let's all go. All the
Oh.
children went down to take a look at a mine that had floated.
Oh,
They all died. Something like 40, 50 kids.
dear God. When was this? When did this happen?
World War II.
World War II.
One of the mines had floated onto an island in Ireland,
Yeah,
and it killed all the kids.
probably from
They started playing with it and pushing it, and what is it? Is it gold? Is it? You know, they grew up on leprechaun stories, thinking that they were finding some.
Oh,
All those kids
yeah.
died.
The reason I
So
was
they had to
asking-
open up they had to open up the church and carry the bodies to the
Oh
church and
my
have the parents
God.
come and identify it.
Dear
It was
God.
the anniversary when I was in Ireland with Francis, and we were watching the news about that was commemorating. I think it was somewhere like near Limerick or something.
Yeah. The reason I was
Horrible,
asking you about
horrible.
the time because of these mines turning up decades later. It's World War II, but that's so tragic.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we're going to do one more, and
more?
then we will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
Laura-
have to go cat set after we're done.
yeah. Let's do a
Yeah.
couple more, and then we'll call it a day.
Oh,
The cat whisperer.
yes, I'm taking care of 7 cats right now, including
Oh my
one.
goodness.
Oh, that's what I say. It's
My
a
brother, I
lot of,
thought my brother was crazy when he took
it's a
care
lot
of
of
5
work cat
cats.
sitting. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember that day when Zuckerberg testified in Congress and Orrin Hatch asked how he made his money with Facebook? I remember watching Zook bite his
Ooh.
cheeks to not bust into laughter.
So here is the thing that's happening to Zuckerberg and to YouTube when they failed to protect children and they lost the case. So a lot of bad things are happening on Facebook. You have a lot of
Yes.
fake accounts and con artists.
Mhm.
You also have predators, etc. And Facebook has done nothing to protect the public. So what
many
happened?
scammers out there right now.
Right. So it was like what happened when they proved that one person died of cancer. What that did to the tobacco industry was that it was a precedent so that hundreds and thousands of other people could sue.
Mhm.
And that is
Right.
what has happened to Zuckerberg. And so they think that this could cost him hundreds of billions of dollars by the time
Wow.
all the lawsuits. Think about all of the people that were scammed by
Yes.
fake romances and
Yes. I didn't even
predators
finish
and everything else.
the precedent that was
Couldn't
set.
happen to a more horrible person. And I think the same thing should happen on X, because there's a lot of fake accounts on X too.
Oh, X is vile.
So I think that they have every right to sue if somebody gets defrauded because of a fake account.
Yeah.
Even if you have a blue check mark, a lot of these people are fake. I say sue them, excuse me, sue them. You have a precedent because you win that court case, and all the other hundreds of victims now can sue under that precedent. And so a lot of these bigwigs are getting taken down by these lawsuits. And I think it's great. I think that's exactly what should happen.
Yeah. Cleaning of the house.
The cleaning of the house. That's right. All right. Well, I guess that's it for us. 6:38. We've been here for about an hour and a half. We're going to go ahead and close. Chuck, if anybody wants to contact you for a reading, how do they contact you?
Yes. And people have been contacting me and I have been loving it. It's just my name, Dransfield Chuck, one word, @gmail.com. I love doing readings for people. It's truly my honor. I've been doing more readings on my show, Chuck's Captivating Chat, on Mondays, thanks to you, Whimsy. I mentioned about William Paley and what we came up last night. And also I have my YouTube channel, Chuck's Captivating Chronicles. So you can find me there. You can find me.
Chuck's a natural.
Thank you. Thank you, Joel. I take that as quite a compliment.
Joel, if anybody needs to hire you or reach out to you, how would they reach out to you?
If they want to get a hold, not for hiring, I'm retired, but I do a lot of research. And
Well, you're a brilliant researcher, Joel.
thank you. Thank you.
If they want to, so you're not taking any more clients as a floor director or anything? Okay.
No, I'm here to entertain you guys. And
well, you also challenge us too.
Well, thank you. But
if
anybody has any questions or whatever, if they wish in the future, just tell me, and then they could probably leave a note on there here, and then they could get I'll get Whimsy. If they want to get a hold of me, I'll just put it in, and then.
Okay. All right, that works.
I have a email account, joeltilson@msn.com.
Okay. If you need to talk to Joel Tilson, it's joeltilson@msm.com.
Yeah.
All right. And if you need to reach me, Dr. Whimsy Anderson, for a medical consult, medical intuitive, tarot card reading, Vedic astrology, you name it, you can find all that information in the description below. Man, was this fun.
I had a good time.
I had a great time as well.
You guys.
Great show.
And thank you, everybody out there. We love you too.
Thank you so much.
You all.
All right. Be kind to all, so that all will be kind to you too. God bless. Peace out. Stay safe out there, and we will see you Thursday. Bye, everyone.
Thursday.
Thank you so much. Better days are coming. That's right.